Hi! Welcome to my abode. So, thanks for coming to the party. So we've got, just some good old Coke over there, some water, there's some chips over in the cabinet over there, yeah. We got some good things here at the party, sorry about the mess that's all here, but, I got some things I gotta do real quick, so if you could, just give me a second, I'll be right back, just gotta clean up some things for you. Never think Epstein welcomed his guests by saying something like, "Hey, welcome over. So we got the kids in the basement, we got like a 3-year-old over there, a 9-year-old over there, and we got this new chick from Zimbabwe. Tried her out pretty good." Never think he did that? Give me a second. Aside from that, intro and a half. This is working. Hopefully it is, because I would have no idea if it is or isn't. Supposedly I put it the right height so that everything's working, everything looks good, and it's all going dilly-dally perfect. It's recording, right? Yes, it is. Look at that. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, so the title is kind of not clickbait. Kind of is, kind of isn't. I don't believe in the files. I straight up just don't. Let me word it a little bit different. The files are real, okay? Or hopefully, I think, maybe. Allegedly, they're real. But can we all be like a bit serious here for a second and acknowledge the fact that the people who are on the files are the people who they're allowing us to see, right? Like, we as the mere peons are not actually peeking behind the curtains and finding out who the real criminals are. And moreover, we know damn well nothing is going to happen. That's where my stance of "I don't care" comes from. Nothing is going to happen. It will all just envelop over time, and none of this is gonna matter at anything. Cue a lightning storm of sadness. Everyone who's being shown are Fall Guys. Not the game, but Fall Guys as in, like, the term Fall Guy. Someone who is meant to take the fall, meant to be there as a scapegoat, per se. Everyone we're learning about is not really the people who actually matter in the grand scheme of this whole entire thing. This is by far the biggest cover-up operation we have going on right now, and nobody is really speaking about it, aside from the people who are saying, oh, they're covering up the names of the people. Yeah, they're covering up the names of the people who actually should be covered up. Well, should be covered up. Who actually genuinely want their names covered. We're not getting the real files. We're getting a spiffed up version who is getting rid of the people who people want to be gotten rid of. Publicity's sake. If that makes sense. We're not learning about the actual people who have done anything. This is like we learned about Diddy, we're learning about Epstein, we're fine let's pump the brakes here for a second. You had Diddy with how many bottles of lube? An ungodly amount, to put it in a perspective. And then we've got Epstein over here, and we're learning that there might have been that they ate human jerky, ate babies, and did all of these things. I can almost guarantee you, we're not getting to the creme de la creme of bullshit. We're getting a spiffed up version on what the horrific thing is that these people are doing. I thought it was for a second there the government coming in, so I get my good old protection yarmulke on. No, it's just a cat. Hello, little floof. Come here, little. Oh my, no. You are a chunky boy. You know that? Chunky. Alright, now I'm gonna fix the camera. No. Don't mess with the camera. No. Please. This is a new tripod. I don't want you to break it. It's plastic. It's fucking plastic. China might have made it. Anywho, yeah, the point is, we're not getting the real files, the things that are the most damning of evidence for these people, and moreover, nothing is going to happen. The reason why I say this whole entire thing is a cover-up is because this is Hollywood we're speaking about. The people who literally make it a career to act. My personal conspiracy theory. I'm gonna just dive into the old tinfoil hat here. He's not dead. He's absolutely not dead. And anybody who believes he's actually dead are they're either right or they're really dumb. Sorry, that's just my opinion. It's not that they're just wrong. They're just really dumb. Maybe he is dead. I'll say that. I'll grant it. Maybe the dude who is able to con billionaires into this happens to be dead. Maybe he is dead. Maybe he's dead. They make literal TV shows portraying people dying. Why do you think they couldn't have gotten into a prison security camera and done the same shit there? And just put it out to the public as, he offed himself. Gosh, you're terrible. You think they couldn't have done that? Seriously? Is that so far out of the realm of possibility? This whole entire situation is the biggest pile of dung I've ever seen. And it doesn't matter. None of this matters. Nobody's gonna get prosecuted. Nobody's gonna get for this. No, nothing is going to happen. Nothing. I don't care about this anymore. I'm not going to pretend as if I care about this anymore. At best, what I'm going to do is create videos just talking about it for the sake of... But I don't actually care. I don't actually care. I'll even go as far as to say... Holy damn, this light is really hot. I will even go as far as to say... What we're learning that these demons are doing... It's not as bad as it probably truly is. It's probably a lot worse than what we're going to find out. I can almost guarantee you it's a lot worse than what we're going to find out. Like, if you know anything about humans, we're creative in torturing people. We're really creative in that. Hello, Schnookums. Anywho, what else did I have on the list in here? Conspiracy is not a usable word. That doesn't need to be described anymore. That's pretty not a revelation anymore. That's not confusing. If anyone ever gets called a conspiracy theorist, like it's a bunch of hooey. It's a bunch of hooey. I'll even go further in telling you guys anything. I'll peel back the curtains here on how life and reality works. Anything that you can imagine, you can create in some way or another. Anything. And the reason why, because your brain is only able to logically conceptualize something. In a sense. It's not going to be perfect, and it might not be how you imagine it, but your brain anything you think of can exist in one way, shape, or another. Flying cars. Who would have thought that? They're possible. A flying hoverboard. How is that possible? Magnets. The list goes on and on and on and on and on, and you're gonna find out anything your brain can think of can happen logically. So this whole entire stupid shtick of saying that, and like calling people conspiracy theorists is a bunch of hooey. It's a bunch of hooey. If your brain is able to conceptualize something, it's probably happening. It probably is. I can't really explain it any better than that, because there is no better way to explain it other than to tell you that anything you can think of is happening. It's happening. Cannibals, they're still here. Cannibals didn't get disposed of, they're still here, and potentially in the billionaire club. It's a bunch of hooey. Now, the other reason why I'm making this video is for another thing. I made an X post, because, once again, this is the whole entire thing of you're only learning about the people they want you to learn about. Everybody knew Trump was in the files. Everybody knew Bill Clinton was in the files. Everybody knew everybody who we have found out is in the files, except for some people, which are coming out as interesting. But if we're being honest, why do they matter? In the grand scheme of the rich and powerful and famous, why do they matter? They don't. Fall Guys. They're as people to be plunged into for content. Here's the post I made, and I will say, if you're a believer of God, you already know that. The other part as to why I don't care about the Epstein files is like, none of this is surprising to me. None of this. There's not been one moment I've been learning about what going on that island that I've been like, they're doing that? Maybe horrified, sure, I'll grant that emotion, but caring? Not really. Like, I don't, like, most of this is stuff that I'm not overly too surprised about. I'm not surprised that they're doing things to kids. I'm not surprised they're disposing of bodies. I'm not surprised that that the higher powers that be, the billionaire club, are doing these types. Like, none of this is surprising. It's also in great part why nothing is gonna happen. Like none of this is surprising. Like, take Trump, for example. Or, actually, sure. First, let me, forget what the quote is, because, from my post here. From Matthew 19:23-24, obviously I'll add in a little, image of that. If I remember off the top of my head, it's like, it's easier to pass through the eye of a needle than to enter the gates of heaven. And it's referring to, someone who's wealthy. That makes sense. That completely makes sense. I'll peel back the curtains once again, and I'll let you know, if everyone was given billions of dollars, you'd find a lot more Epsteins than you'd like to know. Is that crazy to say? I don't think it is. It's a little bit sad to hear, I'll grant that, but it's definitely not confusing, or at least to me it's not. Like, take Donald Trump, for example. You mean to tell me that a young playboy Hollywood actor with billions of dollars might get into some weird shit? Wow. Who would have thunk it? Someone has the money to do whatever the crap they want, happens to end up being a not good person. Or doing not good things. Wow. What a confusing statement to have made. Really, man, I'm shocked, just as you are, that billionaires who are once upon a time young and full of you-know-what happen to have done bad things with that. Oh my gosh. Such a travesty it is. I'm not confused. Anyways, I made a thread talking about Trump, because I am a conservative talking voice, and so I made a thread on this because, you know, with all the files coming out once again, or at least I knew Trump was going to be in the files, to some varying degree or not. It would be kind of confusing if he wasn't, because once again, it's easier to pass through the eye of a needle than to enter the gates of heaven, as someone who is rich. I'm not confused that a dude that big as Epstein was in connections to an actor who happens to be part of the billionaire club, just happened to mingle. I'm not confused by that. I'm not horrified by that either. I'd be confused if it didn't happen. I'd be, like, that's not confusing to me. I think a lot of the rage online is faux pas. Complete faux pas. I think it is. Either that or people are just genuinely really this blind to what is happening in the real world. It's probably that one, honestly, because a lot of people are so liberalized nowadays. They think the world is all hunky-dory and nothing is wrong with the world, because they're able to put blinders on and not see it for what it is. Crazy times we live in. Anywho, I made a thread. This was prior to me posting that last video. I said, wanted to post something else soon, YouTube video-wise, but with the recent stuff, I think it might be wiser to put something else out instead. Then I quoted the verse, and I said, if these files are true, then I'm both disheartened, though also not entirely confused. While that verse is true and must attempt to be charitable, Matthew 7:17-20, thus by their fruit you will recognize them. Trump has done good things. I know, it's crazy. Someone who happened to know the big old diddler. Now that word means two things. You know what I mean. Might have done good things. Who could have thought? Undoubtedly, though, he's done bad things as well, even if these files are false. Once again, this is just me covering my own butt legally while I'm saying possibly true, possibly false. I'm just saying the word allegedly, okay? That's what I'm doing. My stance is innocent until proven guilty. Funny. Innocent till proven guilty. You think anyone's gonna get proven guilty? Maybe Bill Clinton will, but I don't think anyone else will be aside from Hillary, but innocent till proven guilty, I guess. If these files are true, though, that would certainly account for how he's always had good conversations with every oppositionalist he's talked with. The rot goes deep. This, and then I quoted from the God of War, the strongest bonds are formed over the deepest wounds. What greater wound than to blot one's soul? Many people that the world loves have bonded through being together through their own massacring. And then I quoted the verse again. I repeat that line for the knowledge that many people without such funds would find themselves no less entrenched if they had. This is me saying that if you gave everyone $1 billion, you'd find out that there's a lot more Epsteins in this world than just Epstein. You'd also find out there's a lot more World War II leaders in this world than just that one dude. You will find out that if people are given money, which is the world currency, there's a lot of bad things people... And hey, look, I'll even say, I'm no different. I will not try and strike out and claim to be different. If I was given the money to do whatever the frick I wanted, there's a lot of bad things I would do. And it's a good thing that it didn't happen 5 years earlier, because then I would have done a lot of things that were even worse than what I would do now. I'm not a good person. If I was given money, I'd prove that too. If the files are true, it would also account for why drainage of a swamp hasn't concluded or started. How does a troll drain its own environment? My stance is innocent until proven guilty. I hope innocence in this matter, but won't be confused if the hope is proven wrong. Just like how I wouldn't be confused to find many wealthy people, past, present, and future, continue in forming profound bonds. Misery loves company, the devil seeks to destroy all. And who is easier than those who can afford all, though unwise? Quoted it once again. The whole entire passing through an eye of a needle is easier than entering the gates of heaven. Conclusion. If the files are true, then put some stock into feminist/red pill stuff, as I foresee a boom there. As noted, Trump has done good. Perhaps a leaf was turned. We do know he swapped sides, so maybe being charitable isn't completely bad, though it feels raw. As I said, even if he has done bad, he has done good. It is important to not lose perspective on the fact that not only is he president, but he also happens to be doing a lot of good things. He helped Venezuelans, which is, it was more of a side quest than anything. He didn't talk about doing that to anyone, and he just did it. That's a whole entire side quest just done. Just done. And there's a lot of people cheering about it, not the liberals who like to disregard anything Trump does, but I mean genuine Venezuelans. People who are actually living there, who are under his communistic regime. He's done good. And I foresee, with the things he's been talking about, a whole lot better things for America are to come to fruition through time. And I mean, end up voting for him, if you're there, vote for him, because even though I foresee a clean sweep, because the Liberals have been completely directionless this entire time. They don't have a damn direction where they're going with their political leaders at all. My opinion, I guess, but I haven't seen anything profound or stabilizing there. Anywho, I will continue to support Trump when he does good things, though this does tarnish him undoubtedly if guilty. Cat, can you please stop rubbing up against the plastic thing? It's not stable enough for you to do that, big chonka. Please. I like how he handled trans issues. I like how he handled health prices. I like how he's been handling American persecution. I like how he's handled the border. I like how he's treated Canadians. I like how he's treated Venezuelans. I hope the same for Iranians/Persians. I like how he's been tough on building a strong military that protects basically the whole Western world. I like how he's dealt with crime in America. I think he should be more heavy-handed with that on certain things, but it's pretty good median level of a response. Trump is far and above a better option than the opposition who threw away a senile and replaced him with a nobody with millions of dollars. I'll be honest, who the is Kamala? Who is she? And who cared about her, ever? That's a genuine question. She's not important in any sort of facet in being a political leader. Once again, my opinion. But at the same point, she really co-opts the diversity as her strength, because she seems to be both Black, Indian, and American, all three wrapped in one beautiful bow that ended up with her losing the election once again. Who is she? They installed her as a nobody with millions of dollars. Once again, the rot goes deep, and the Epstein files being put out like this, we're not getting the real Epstein files. The people who should be seen are completely hidden. We're not gonna find out about them. The whole entire filing is bullshit. It's time people woke up and understood that. If Trump is found guilty, remember that there are those who secretly removed a sitting president, Biden, and covertly funded a nobody with millions and ran with Vibes as a platform. She's running as Vibes to be a platform for a president. Vibes. Fucking Vibes. Things that do not exist. They covertly got rid of a sitting president, Biden, and replaced him completely without any of his own input, as we all suspect, with a nobody with millions of dollars with nothing but vibes. Who is the person pulling the strings there, huh? We gonna find out? No, we're not. We're not gonna find out about them. They're gonna completely just dissipate through existence. We're not gonna find out. It's all a bunch of hooey. So, it is all, even though Trump is in the files, it's a lot better than being installed by a random nobody who just so happens to be getting backed by billion-dollar corporations who nobody knows about. It's a lot better, in my opinion, to at least have things out in the open than completely covert. And then it quoted Matthew 7:24, and then it said, such a strong platform vibes are. Coincidentally, a fuckboy's favorite term, which, fuckboy is the universal of bad person. Nobody thinks of fuckboy and is like, oh, that's a great upstanding citizen. Nobody thinks that. I think if I remember correctly, 724 is talking about build your house on a rock, like a actual strong stability, something concrete, unlike vibes. What do you think the vibes are in this room right now? Anger, dismissal, imprudence, a little bit of a Jewishness. What do you think the vibes are here? You'll never know. You'll never know. Because they're not concrete. They're nothing to actually build a platform upon. Forget about presidential platform, just in general. If these files are true, then I'm happy they've come out. If you judge everyone for their darkest, then don't expect the world to look brighter. That doesn't mean you forget the darkness, but that does mean that charitability goes a long way. I doubt justice on earth will happen if he is found guilty. Then I quoted those two things. Many who are wealthy are little in a position to judge clear of mind. If justice is deserved, the Lord will see to it. Then at the end I ended off saying, Saul murdered many, yet he is still seen as an example of a good Christian through his change of character from hater to believer. As I noted, maybe he turned a leaf or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's, oh shit, I shouldn't have closed my iPad. There was something I really wanted to point out to you guys, because I thought it was funny. Two things, actually. It is so stupid, but I made posts on them. Personal little quips, one might say. China, what the fuck? Japan had an election? Something? I don't even know. I literally learned about this today, which is February the 8th. I learned about this literally a couple hours ago, but they had something, and the person is Sanae Takaichi got a large majority. They got a large majority, and the funny thing is she's being called an ultra-conservative who seized power. And I gotta say, it's kind of funny that the people who are completely and utterly upset that Canada once again proved how misogynistic they are by voting in the same misogynist for the second time and deplatformed women for the second time, are now calling a woman an ultra-conservative, all those dehumanizing type words. Throw her under the bus immediately, and yet it's finally a woman in power, but they hate it. And there's also another one. I don't know who you are, but I am interested in live streaming platforms. There's this person, they go by Denims, and it's the most stupid post I've ever seen. So I don't know. There's a streamer called Emerald. She's a woman, very woo type thing going on there, but she's in connection to Asmongold and Tectone and that kind of crew, but she is not political herself. She's not in politics at all. She does gaming. Not at all in politics. And somebody, I forget what it was exactly, but someone asked her about her stance on ICE. And then she said, if you're looking towards streamers for your political takes, then I forget what she exactly said, but it was something upon the lines of you have bigger issues, yada yada, something like that. I'll include a post. But Denims then made a post saying, "Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo." And then it's an image of her holding the peace sign with the words racist. Shut. Oh my gosh. Oh man. That's so insane. Cause I was dying on the inside when I saw this. So I made my own little reply underneath, and I said, "How in the fuck is anyone taking this image slash person parentheses denims seriously? This makes me feel like I've had 3 pounds of cocaine hooked straight into my eyes, but I guess bait is bait." Modern Gestapo while putting a racist chud over a chill streamer with a peace symbol. Oh my days. Some people are really special, and they... In a different lifetime, they're what would be called a jester. And I'm here to laugh at them. They're funny. This is who used to belong at the freak show. Racist chud. Oh my days. Oh my days. I just thought that was funny. So stupid. Yeah. Okay, well, anyways, I think that's really all I had to say about this whole entire thing. Epstein files are not real, and I don't care anymore. Yeah, it seems like I covered that quite aptly. Yeah, so I don't care about Epstein files anymore. I might make posts on it, talk about it, or yada yada, react to a video going over things that the so terrible people are doing that no one could have conceptualized that they're doing, that they've already conceptualized, because conspiracy theorists are going figure correct, because whatever you can think logically can happen in real world, and just so happens to be happening with the billionaire club. Who could have seen that? I don't care. I'm moving on to a different topic. Probably. I don't even know what I'm going to be talking about next time. I did say I was going to go over Iran, but then while I was in the middle of editing that video, all of a sudden Epstein files dropped, so who knows, maybe another go of them will drop, and I'll make another video so it blasts off into the aether of popularity. I don't know. Anywho, y'all have a good rest of your night, and I shall see you, next time. You know, sometimes the internet is just a crazy world we live in, where stupidity can happen, and evil things can happen at the same time. And you think they're not connected, until you realize that the word evil is the connection.